Yay! Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. That's right. Look at her. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Look at Her, our show where our super celebrity guest looks at some of the queens they've played with, slayed with, or even laid with, and spills a little tea, or throws a little shade if they have to, or most importantly, just tells us something that we don't know. Today, our guest is icy, spicy, and a little bit pricey, Denali. Yeah!
Oh my goodness, truly, it is actually the biggest honor for me to be here.
Oh.
Even before I did drag, I used to watch Hey Qween all the time as an aspiring cross-dresser. And when I was working on cruise ships, all the gays would get together and we would watch Drag Race and we would watch Hey Qween after.
Yes.
And so we would sing our little song, we'd say hi to Lady Red, we would do the whole thing.
I love
and it's very full circle for me to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, honey, you look stunning.
Thank you.
This look is popping.
Thank
off.
you. My look is by Michael Bramblia. Yeah.
Fabulous.
To the stars.
Well, if you've watched Hey Qween and look at her all these years, honey, you know how to play this game.
Oh, I know. Let's fucking get into it.
That's right. You've got the fan. If you ever need the shade fan, it is there for you.
It's already out and I'm ready to go.
All right, well, let us begin. Look at her. Look at them. Your little babies, Sugar and Spice.
Oh,
now,
my little babies.
That was pretty much their first sort of out party with another Drag Race queen after their season. Great timing for you.
So great.
Tell me about working with them.
You know what's so interesting? I admire the twins so much because what a lot of girls do is they go on this show and then they kind of follow the same sort of routine things that you do after the show. They will sign to a management company, they'll do their tours and they'll do the bar gigs and they'll do all of that. But from the day that these girls started with Drag Race, they had already had such a plan of what they wanted to do for them, and it was such an individual plan. They knew that they were such a unique brand being twins on the show, and they have just kind of gone like super fast into that specific lane, which is, you know, social media and TikTok and these incredible collaborations. They were just on the, like, in Cosmopolitan magazine. Like, these girls are so smart. And whatever anyone thinks of them and their image or their ditziness, it's all kind of just disguised by incredible intelligence. They are really, really, really great branded queens. I'm obsessed with them. And they're my little babies. Oh, my babies.
Now, they looked like they did pretty good on the ice. I mean, I know they were being like, we don't know what we're doing, but honey, if I hit the ice like that, I would be splat.
Literally.
They stayed up and even did some of those swerves you were showing them.
Swerves and curves, they did it all. They were actually so good. Everybody that I've taken on the ice so far has been pretty good. I took Rosé on first, then I did Willow Pill, and now I've done the twins, and they've all really had an ability. I don't know, maybe it's just from being in heels or something, but they get it, and the balance is there. So I was really impressed. Yeah.
Look at her. Oh, your episode 1 arch nemesis and current all-star.
La Cita. Oh my God.
The gift bag queen, who's her glow up is strong.
Look at her. Like, oh my God. I'm so proud of these girls. It's true, like when you have like trauma bonds.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how I feel with all of my girls. So to see them like winning and succeeding after a very traumatic year for all of us, it just warms my heart so much. I love her so much. And I don't have any regrets on Drag Race. The only thing that I regret was being an asshole in that first episode. What the fuck was that about, bitch? I was
like being in a bad mood or being pinched and having 100 cameras on you, and then it's there forever, and that is you're stuck with it forever.
And saying something so shitty to like literally the biggest angel of life. You know, they just get to you when you're there and they're like, did you like that outfit? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to say something shitty about its lining or something? And they caught me, gal. I'm not going to blame it on production. I said what I said. But I will say, like, She's just such an angel, and even after we lip synced against each other, she's one of those people that doesn't take herself too seriously. So it's kind of like the opposite of a Hell's Kitchen queen. Hello. She's an Atlanta girl. She's there to party and have a good time. When I tell you, I have partied hard with this girl.
Oh, yes.
Oh, like really fucking hard. She can really have a good time. I'm obsessed.
What's a wild night out with Miss Lala really like?
I'm trying my best to remember. I really don't. I can't remember, but I think Fireball was involved, and the rest is her story.
Fireball was involved, and the rest is her story.
It really is. But look at her. Like, the glow up is
the
truly
glow up for All Stars right now is fantastic.
It's so immaculate, and I'm so proud of her. You know, another little bit of tea.
Yes.
I maybe was asked for this season.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you because, of course, all of the Drag Race reporters have reported that they did ask you for this.
Did they say that?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Well, you know, there's so many things going on behind the scenes all the time that, like, they had asked me a little early on. They were like, "What are your thoughts on this season or like going back this summer?" And at the time, I had just finished like a super long tour. I had a whole year of bookings ahead of me. And when I got on RuPaul's Drag Race, I was a queen of literally like 2 years. I think just over 2 years. I was a baby queen.
Wow. 2 years and then pushed into the spotlight like that. Well, you pushed yourself because you applied.
I did apply. And I'm so grateful to have gone on so young, but there was so much more growth to be had that I, thought about it for a little and I was like, my instinct is saying now's not my time right now. I want to put a few more years under me to make my money, to travel the world, and to grow as a queen, because my God, the contour was unblended. If there's something to be said about my Drag Race experience. I was a baby queen. I had nothing but dance costumes. I had never worn a corset. I had never worn a gown. There was a lot of things in my drag career that I hadn't done. I never painted anyone, obviously.
Wow, right.
Like, there were a lot of things that I just wanted to experience. So when I was called, I was like, I just got off the show. I think I need a few more years to cook. And they were like, we totally respect it, no worries. We'll keep you, in the loops of things. But to see Candy and to see Lala and to see so many, Heidi, who I'm really close with, so many familiar girls back on All Stars and glowed the fuck up.
Yeah.
It warms my heart so much and I'm just so proud of her, so. Lalacita, I love you. Mwah. And your outfit didn't look ugly. I was being a bitch and I apologize for that.
We heard it here. We got the apology, the official apology, sweetie.
And you know what that is? Growth.
That's right. Look at her. Speaking of another all-star.
Speaking of my motherfucking Brooklyn sister.
Yeah, my God. Now, you once did face the wrath of Candy Muse.
Oh my God, it was an honor.
You said you thought she should go home, and then she told you a couple things. What was it like being in the workroom, having seen the focus of Ms. Muse go to others, and finally having your moment with it?
Oh my God. It was actually kind of incredible. It was, in the moment, I was a little frustrated, but it was amazing because I had started to finally figure out TV at that point.
Right.
This is what I mean is I wasn't as much of a fan in terms of the knowledge of production and how to, be on television and whatnot. I was really just, so focused on the competition. But she and we were in our trailers that morning. And I remember this. I remember we were like, oh my God, guys, there's 8 of us left, which means they're gonna ask the question, who should go home and why, right? And I was, at this point, I was like, okay, let's cause some fucking drama. Let's cause a ruckus. And so Candy and I had decided, we had a small conversation, I don't even know if she's gonna remember this, but we had a small conversation that we were like, why don't we say each other? Just to kind of cause a scene, you know what I'm saying? And she was like,
let's get on camera today.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get on camera. And she was like, okay, bitch, let's do it. And so we're going down the line and it gets to me and I was like, I think Candy should go home. And, and she comes back with that comeback. What did she say? She was like,
well, I think the two ugliest up here are Olivia and Denali, and and then she goes in on everyone, kind of like Lux Noir London style.
Yeah.
She like, all of a sudden, like, Tina gets hit with crossfire, and she's like, and Tina could never look this beautiful in flames. Tina hasn't looked gorgeous like once in her life or something like that.
God.
I don't know why I'm like going Italian with this, but like, she truly like just went in, and Tina was like, what the fuck, why am I in the crossfire? So I wasn't expecting the reaction, but I knew she was gonna say me, and I was excited to kind of like see what had happened. But regardless, it's like kind of an iconic moment, and she really went in on me. My only other regret on Drag Race is not having a rebuttal and saying, listen, there are only 2 people up here on this main stage right now that have not won a challenge win, and that is you and Tina. And then she would have said something along the lines of like, oh, well, you only won a challenge when it was like, you know, when we were divided in half, and you only won a challenge when it was amongst the losers. And I would have said, well, the $5,000 still cash, so what's tea, you know? But you know, when you're in those moments, it's like those things where you're like, God, I should have said that in that moment, what the fuck?
Oh wait, hold on, they're calling from All Stars. Yeah, they still want you, now that you know exactly how to bring the drama, they're ready for you,
Let's make some television. So
That's right, sweetie. All right, look at her.
Priyanka.
What is her name? Her name is Priyanka.
Victor Luna did this makeup. She's an incredible makeup artist from Toronto. Obsessed with her. Priyanka.
It's thanks to you that Priyanka won Drag Race, that is a drag queen at all. Tell us this story.
You're fucking welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Now you have the terror that is Priyanka in our lives. No, my gosh, yes. Okay, so before we were both drag queens, we were little, can I say faggots?
Yes.
We were little faggots running
That's
about.
right.
And I went to Toronto to go visit a friend, an ice skating friend of mine, because there's a lot of ice skaters in Toronto. And you know those fucking like white gay like dodgeball leagues?
Dodgeball.
You knew I was gonna say that.
White gay, and I knew dodgeball was coming next.
You know the Stonewall dodgeball.
Yeah, we
boys.
do dodgeball to meet other queens, and then we go have a drink after.
And then we bone in the bathroom.
Right,
yeah,
of course.
Exactly. So that didn't happen with us, but she was on this dodgeball league, and I went with my friend to the dodgeball league. We're all playing. She was terrible, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, drag queens and hand-eye coordination, not the tea, not the tea. We're good little artists with our makeup brushes. But we met there. It was Mark Suki at the time.
Oh my, Mark.
You know, already an incredibly established person in television.
Right, yeah.
Children's television in Toronto. And then we finish and we all go for a drink. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, we need to go home. It's the season finale of season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And she was like, what's RuPaul's Drag Race? And I was literally like, what? I was like, what? Yeah, it was kind of gaggy. And so I literally like took her by the hand, because I could see something in her already that I was like, I feel like you would be a good drag queen. And we go to her friend's apartment and we watch the finale. And that's Sasha versus Shay.
Wow,
Rose
the
petal moment.
ultimate moment.
Like, what better way to get introduced to Drag Race, right? So I think that really just sparked something in her. And when I tell you, within a year, she had won all her local competitions. She already had brand deals with people and like, you know, makeup brands, companies, everything. And then she went on Canada's Drag Race like maybe 3 years into her career. Like, very similar to me. She had started and then like everything happened really quickly, but she won. It's the only difference. She fucking won the whole thing, and she did so incredible. She's made for television. She's made to be a star. She is so unbelievably talented, but the most important thing about Priyanka, she has the biggest work ethic I have seen out of any
I agree.
new generation queen. You know, a lot of the older queens, they've established this really good work ethic. Bob, Peppermint, Bianca, all of them. But Priyanka epitomizes this like new age work ethic, and that's kind of like making TikToks, promoting yourself, running from gig to gig, building your team. She is incredible at that, and I'm always enamored with her work ethic. Sometimes I always feel like I'm not doing enough because Priyanka's out there doing.
Priyanka just had 8 singles and a video with a story that's connected.
Exactly.
And she made 20 TikToks about it. What the fuck am I doing?
Exactly. It's like the thing, like, if Beyonce can do all of this in a day, then
Right.
you can kind of, like, she's kind of like that for me. She's just so hardworking, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm very, very, very grateful to have been part of her journey. Like, it's truly, she's so incredible. Yeah.
It's thanks to you, we've gotten so much great Priyanka content. Well, thank you, Denali.
Of course.
All
You're
right,
welcome.
look at her.
Willow, when she got on Drag Race, I was like, oh, you're winning. I was like, oh, you're a winner, 100%. I was like, I knew from the second that it happened. We were friends from our local scene. She used to come up from Denver to Chicago and perform at my home bar, which is Berlin Nightclub. And she immediately, I was like, you have the it factor. You are so talented, your ideas are so good. Her makeup has been good from day one. She's just so smart and so talented. And so, she moved to Chicago shortly after getting on the show. And then I can like spit on her house. We live so close to each other.
Oh, wow.
We hang out all the time. We're always playing games and smoking weed, and it's like.
That sounds very fun.
Yeah, doing the most. But I just love her because she's very practical about this RuPaul's Drag Race experience. She's extremely intelligent. She knows what she wants out of everything. A lot of girls get on the show, and maybe they have a Priyanka mindset and they want to just run with it, leave their whole life behind and just go and just be like, work. This like hustle mentality, which is amazing. It's great. It's so good. And it's a precedent that's been set by RuPaul herself. She is the ultimate workaholic, let's be honest.
Yeah. 17 seasons of Drag Race around the world, darling.
Right. 60 years old and no signs of stopping. But I'm just like, what I love about Willow and what I kind of share is this work-life balance, understanding, being able to do the gigs that you want, the higher quality gigs or whatnot, and then just being able to like go home, take everything off, not think about drag all the time, be with your community, be with your dog, be with your partner, just enjoy life a little bit. She's really good at that. And I really love having someone like that close to me because I share those same things. Not that I don't like to work, it's just, for me, I like drag, when you're on the show especially, it consumes your life. All of a sudden, everything is Drag Race. Your friends, your community, your work, everything you think about, you comparing yourself to every other girl, and it's just not healthy, to be honest.
Yeah.
So what we do is we don't talk about drag, and we get together and we watch stupid music videos, and we smoke a bunch of weed, and we go to concerts together, and we dance, and we laugh, and we rollerblade, and it's just like so nice. So she's amazing. I'm sorry, I know I could talk her up for years.
Love it.
She's like one of my best friends.
All right, look at her.
Oh my goodness, you're literally gonna make me cry.
Oh, well, let's do it. Please, I got the tissues. Let's go. Where are the tears?
Wait, remember how Alaska was like, how?
Right, exactly.
How? The Gia to Alaska pipeline. Oh my God. This is how I feel about her. Wow.
How?
How she out? No, literally, Utica Qween, also one of my closest friends in life now. When we were on this show, the first moment that I saw her was in the pork chop loading dock. She had this fucking strawberry on her head. Her wig had slid back to mid-cranium. It was like right here, all of her boy hair was exposed. She looked crazy, let's be fucking honest. But you know what's even shadier? None of us said anything.
Oh, bitch, the cruelest cut.
It was so rude of us. And I like look back at that and be like, damn, maybe I should have said something. But we didn't know anybody, so.
How did you love her so much? You're like, I'm sorry,
And
girl.
also we were like mid-voting each other off. So
Right.
everyone was looking at every detail. They were like, well, her wig is slid back, so I'm gonna vote her off, whatever. But the moment I saw her, I was like, you're a Chicago queen. I was like, oh, you're a Chicago queen. The thing about Chicago queens is they have incredible ideas and they don't take themselves too seriously. And a lot of other queens don't do those things. They're just really like going in on everything. And she's just there to have a good time and create beautiful art. And I'm telling you, I think she, especially off the show, has done some of the most incredible looks and just established herself as like the fashion queen, one of the fashion queens of our generation. Like, she's truly so unbelievably talented. She also moved to Chicago, and I can also spit on her house.
Look at her.
Simone. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Fine. She won't get mad at me because this is kind of already public knowledge.
I love it.
But Simone had a big crush on me.
Oh.
And I think it's kind of dissipated now. And I mean, I kind of have a crush on her because literally, look at her. Literally insane. But whenever we were face to face or when we had a party and we would get a little lit, sometimes we get a little flirty, a little cozy with each other. But
cozy enough that one's lips touched another's lips?
That actually hasn't ever happened. But it's like those moments where like your eyes might lock and you're like, wait, should we? Should we? Should we? Boys kissing right now? You know, it would usually be like out of drag or whatever and stuff like that. But like Simone is beautiful and like low key, I also was like questioning myself. I was like, wait, do I also have a crush on Simone? I think Simone likes a fat ass. Is what it is. Mm-hmm. So we'll just leave it at that.
I mean, that's a kind the world could use.
Oh my God, imagine. She's like the femme tops that are like railing you with their acrylics.
Right, exactly. You've got your whole face covered by the big Simone nails.
And she's like, oh yes, work.
Work, bitch. No. Look at Camora Hall, honey.
That was Mackie doll.
The Mackie doll.
And face.
When you saw her rack full of Mackie originals, I mean, and she is such a legend in Chicago.
Oh my God.
What were you thinking? And you had to face her and honestly destroy her on the stage.
You know, I almost wish we had gotten there and I would have been like, I don't know this bitch, she's not my friend.
Right.
Because then they would have been like, oh, well, let's not really.
Right, but you told them that you were friends, so your hearts needed to be ripped apart, stepped on it, and you were battling for your life.
So maybe that was to her detriment, like us being like besties while we were there. She knows how I lip sync from back home. So when she knew it was happening, she kind of had already accepted her fate. And we were in Untucked and she comes up to me and she goes, Denali. And I was like, yes, Camora. And she was like, I want you to go for it. And I literally looked her straight in the eyes and I was like, I'm not gonna hold back, Camora. And she literally just like gulps and she's like, okay. Like, I think she just understood that in that moment that like, maybe it was kind of over for her, but it was an iconic moment and I'm so grateful to have shared it with her.
All right, and one last look. Look at her.
Look at her.
Mother has arrived.
Right after my lip sync with Camora, 100% Pure Love, I come back into the workroom. I've told this story a few times, but like it's my only interaction with RuPaul, so I very much cherish it.
Let's just do it, and we want to hear every minute of it.
Yeah. I come back into the workroom, and she's like, Denali, that lip sync was incredible. So to hear that from her was like really validating, but she didn't just stop there. And she was like, and by the way, your ass is amazing. And I was like, I can literally die so happy. I think RuPaul's an ass girl too.
Oh, RuPaul likes to look at a lot of different things.
Let's be honest, I think she's an ass girl. But yeah, it was probably like one of my most cherished moments of life, so.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me, this was so fun.
If you want to check out moments that we couldn't fit in the show with Denali, you're gonna have to go to patreon.com/HeyQueenTV for exclusive clips with Denali and T you won't see here.
Yes.
All right, Denali, we'll see you on the big screens and the TV screens and everywhere, skating your cute ass around, and we'll see you on the next episode of Look at Her. Hit it! Look at her. That's right. Look at her. Look at her.
I mean, look at her.
Qween. Love you,